Hello, this is Miss Lumley, and today we are doing the radical functions test review. In this video, we're going to start with number 1, and that is graphing. So let's talk about graphing a radical function. Let's review. Now, there's something I can do. I could actually graph and go ahead and shift this up, but whenever I shift, that means I have to pick different numbers to work with. So I like to use the same numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait on graphing it. I'm going to actually, I'm going to wait on shifting it, and I'm going to use my numbers first. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shift part out. So I'm going to leave the 2 in there because that's part of what makes it skinnier. And I'm just going to leave the 1 out because that's the shift. Okay, so every single time I do this, I can use the same numbers. Okay, so they might change every once in a while, but for now we can use the same ones. So if I plug in 0, I'm going to get 0 times square root of 0 is 0, and then times -2 is 0. So I'm just plugging the 0 into x and calculating that. So if I plug in 1, the square root of 1 is 1, and 1 times -2 is -2. And if I plug in 4, I get the square root of 4 is 2. 2 times 2 is -4. Now notice that they're negatives, which is a little different than what we're used to. But right now I've got 0, 0, 1, comma, -2, and 4, comma, -4. Okay. Which this is normal because of this negative that's in the front here. It should actually be upside down. So what I should have now is a graph that looks something like this. Now that's my original or my first graph. I still need to shift everything up 1. So I'm going to go ahead and shift all the numbers here up 1. So remember I said I was going to leave the shift to the end. So all I do is I shift all the points up 1 and go ahead and graph that out there, and there I'm done with number 1. Okay, let's try number 2. So with number 2, I'm going to do the same thing. So now I'm going to use -1, 0, 1. Oh, excuse me, not -1, 0, 1. 0, 1, and 4. And I'm going to use the square root of x. So I have taken out the shift. Now sometimes what I'll do to remind myself what I need to do is I'll look at what needs to happen here, and I'll write it down. I'll go, okay, so I'm going to go at the end, I'm going to go right 2 and up 3. So let's try this. So the square root of 0 is 0, the square root of 1 is 1, and the square root of 4 is 2. So I've got 0, 0, 1, 1, and 4, comma, 2. Okay, now I'm going to shift them. So I'm going to go right 2 up 3. Okay, right 2 up 3. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this second one. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Okay, right 2 up 3. Okay. Oops, one more. Let's undo that one. Okay, so right here. And then I'll draw that. That's my final answer right there. You don't have to draw this one down here if you don't want to. It's okay if you don't draw that one. This is the answer that we're looking for. Okay, let's try it again. All right. Now, we're going to do it again. So this is the x and the y. And I'm going to plug in 2, 3x. Okay. Now this is a horizontal stretch of 1/3, which means it's going to look a little bit different. And I can't plug in 0, 1, 4. You could plug in 0. You could plug in 1/3 if you wanted to. And you could, and then plugging in 3 will get you 9. That 0 and 3 are probably ones that I'm looking for. 1/3, if you miss that one, it's okay. Okay, and over here I'm going to write to myself that I'm going to shift down 4 later so that I can remember that. So if I plug in 0, I get 0. If I plug in 1/3 right here, 3 times 1/3 is going to give me 1, and the square root of 1 is 1. So that's why I chose 1/3. And 3 times 3 right here is 9, and so the square root of 9 is 3. Okay? All right, so let's look at this for just a second, okay? You've got 0, 0 right here. You've got 1/3, comma 1 is really close to there, and it's kind of hard to see because of my dots there. Let's try that again. 0, 0. It doesn't like it when I do that. Okay, and then 1/3, comma 1, and then 3, comma 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. Okay, so now we've got something that looks like this. Okay, it's a little bit steeper because of that 3, but all the numbers turn out and it looks good. Okay, so let's do this again. Let's go and shift everything down 4. So we're going to go down 4 here, put one little one right there, and then one right there. And this is my final answer right here. Just remember to do that shift at the end. Okay, well that's it for graphing. Remember that the square root, trying to take the square root of a number, it's nice to have the numbers that will square root to a whole number. So it's nice to have 0, 1, 4, 9, 16, numbers like that, okay? So when you're plugging in numbers, you want to use things that'll work for you, okay? Be careful if you do the shift at the end. Remember that you need to do it, so don't leave the graph with just the first graph. Go ahead and shift all the numbers and then make that your final graph, okay? Please let me know if you have any questions, and thank you for watching.